Hi, guys. Welcome back to Marantz. Rantz, plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. This is a one-take session, no edits, no cuts, about GameStop. Now, I know GameStop announced a lot of things yesterday, and everyone was scrambling to be the first to the table to give you their idea of what they're doing. I brainstormed on it on the live stream last night, but more so this morning, I'm reflecting on it. And I want to explain a lot of little nuances of the deal and what's moving forward for GameStop so you can be a more informed investor, myself included. You know, I'm trying to learn as I go. And seeing what GameStop does, it kind of triggers me to a point to say, wow, they're doing this next? This is awesome. And I'm always trying to find out what's the next best thing for GameStop. And here's how it all works out. First, let's talk about the preliminary quarter one earnings numbers. So they announced in the pre-market yesterday, for the first time in a very long time, they actually announced what the quarter one was going to do. Preliminary hearing, here's the revenue, here's the net losses, and then here's the improvements, right? So those numbers, in all actuality, by themselves, are great. If you really look at it, and I'm not talking about top-line revenue because we don't know how many stores were closed. I was watching an Uncle Bruce video, and shout out to Uncle Bruce for having this mindset because I was like, wow, okay, that makes total sense because I come from the world of recruitment. So I was like, you know what? They could be closing stores quarter one. They could be shortening the footprint like they have previously, and this is the time to do it, and he's absolutely correct. But here's the other part of that. Do you know why GameStop announced their numbers at all? Because when you do an ATM at the market offering, the shelf offering that GameStop has announced, 45 million shares they want to sell. When you do the ATM, you have to protect yourself legally. You cannot offer shares off of non-publicly traded information. So what are they doing? They're going to tell you what the numbers are. You're going to decide if you want to invest into this company anyway. Now they're going to offer the 45 million shares. But the best part about the ATM is GameStop doesn't need cash. It shows you that they still have $1 billion cash. For whatever reason, they had $217 million cash burn for quarter one, which doesn't make sense unless they bought into something, i.e. more marketable securities and still making profit there, or they doubled down on something. I don't know what. I'm not going to assume there. I'm going to let them announce it, and we'll look at the numbers. I'll look at them with you. But there's no way GameStop operates at a net loss of $25 million for the quarter, less than the 50 that they lost last year, year versus year. So they did better improvement, yet they lost $200 million. It's not possible, so we'll find out what it is. And we know assets versus liabilities. If anybody ever wants to talk about like operational debt, GameStop has the best ratio it's ever had, 2 times assets versus liabilities. It's the best ratio they've ever had. 2.11, I believe, is the ratio on what they call current ratio. So I'm looking at the business from all standpoints, and it looks like GameStop has the ability to announce anything at any time. That gets my heart going, right? That gets me so excited. But just know what they're doing. The ATM is totally different than any other ATM you've seen. And I'll explain it to you in the likes of AMC to be the equivalent. You know, AMC's offered shares on their company numerous amount of times. Adam Aron announces the ATM, but then he also announces the PIPE deal right behind it. Now, the PIPE deal is going to be the private investment on a publicly traded company, on a public equity, right? That's what PIPE stands for. And so most of the times they're below market value. I'll give you the example. He sold all these shares to Antera, if you don't remember, and AMC sold the shares to Antera, the same company that was shorting the stock of Ape. He sold Ape shares to them at below market value. That is dilution. That is hurting the shareholder, and that dilutes your shareholder equity. In this case for GameStop, by doing an ATM through Jefferies, one, GameStop gets to control the flow of those trades. They get to what we call trickle it out, right? Dribble it out. And not big chunks. And if you were going to do big chunks, if you already had somebody lined up, ready to go, you could do that this way. But why would you actually allow it on a commission through Jefferies? It's kind of weird in my own mind. But if someone's willing to merge in with you and buy into you, that's a different announcement. This announcement does not open up the gates for, I know there's this tinfoil idea that GameStop is going to merge with some other. That's not how you do it. Not through these 45 million shares. So let's establish that right off the bat, right? So the advantages of the ATM or that GameStop can control the outflow of it. Additionally, and I made some notes here, I want to make sure I have them here, this has minimal impact on the market itself. If you guys know that they can control the price where they come in and out of it, the timing is everything for GameStop. Being on the offensive, because yes, I saw the volatility swing. I saw the options chain. I saw the gamma ramp, and it's still going. So that continued gamma ramp of rolling call contracts into the money week after week after week, that might have some implied volatility on the stock price. So if people understand that, which Ryan obviously does, and I'm not going to say here and pretend to be this expert on it. No, not at all. I like the company. I like the stock. I like the retail aspect. But as far as what GameStop's doing defending themselves, this is what it does for you. More so, controlling cost are a couple of things that you look at, and then the speed of it. Guys, if next week is a week that we actually spike, the stock goes up crazy, and the shorts want to double down and still manipulate the market and get money in and out of you. Remember that shorts, I guess I wouldn't even say shorts, let's say financial institutions make money top and bottom of the stock. Everybody brags about this in comments. Well, until you know how to make money top and bottom, you don't know how to invest. That's not it. No, you don't know how to trade. You don't know how to swing trade, day trade, and mitigate the risk that way. But you know how to invest. Buy some shares, hold them, watch what happens, right? I mean, that's just me. I'm on share accumulation stage over the last 3.5 years, and I'm proud to do it because I believe in Ryan Cohen. But I also believe in Ryan Cohen and the leadership, Larry Chang and Alan Adel, enough to know that they didn't dilute their shareholder equity. They wouldn't do this offering because it wouldn't be beneficial to them, where they have 7 figures, 8 figures plus into this company, almost 9 figures plus. So there's nothing that would jeopardize my investment if they're not willing to do theirs. I have never met a leadership team that takes zero compensation and then does the right thing when no one's watching. The amount of integrity it takes to just keep your mouth shut and keep your head to the grind. That's exactly what I'm invested for. All of those reasons. Those are all the plus sides of it, besides the fact that I'm a gamer and I support GameStop and the value proposition on that end. But this is how you do it. You put all your chips on the table and you say, guess what, guys? Here's what we made. Here's what we're worth. Now here's $45 million. Here's 45 million shares. I apologize. Here's 45 million shares. Do you want to buy it? Do you want to buy it? Because here's how it comes out. I see hundreds of millions of shares being traded this week, to the tune in the last 2 weeks of almost 1 billion shares traded, right? How many of those can GameStop just go out and say, you know what, we're going to sell them right now? They're buying shares back and forth. Let's just put our shares out there on the table back and forth right now. Do you think they're going to be buying them at $22 or higher? You want to play this game. GameStop is up 30% from last week to this week. It's not down, guys. GameStop is up 100% from last month to this month. It's not down. I don't know the announcement GameStop are going to make moving forward. I just know they have the ammunition and the leadership that send them in the right direction. They're not offering it to private equity. They're not offering it to large institutions that want to destroy this stock from within. There is no massive takeover available to you. You know, people say, oh, I think a massive takeover is happening. That's not happening either. There are so many things in the bylaws and that prospectus that they just released on Friday that protect them from that. There's more moves to be made. There's smart people behind the wheel. Invest however you'd like to invest. Me personally, I just buy it and hold, and I'm dumb money. Or am I? Have a great day, guys. I hope you guys understand what GameStop's doing. They're giving themselves the ammunition to fight back any fight. If they were to sell those 45 million shares at $22 a pop, that's $1 billion to the bottom line. What are you going to do, shorts, when these guys have $2 billion worth of cash and all the freedom in the world? GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I believe in Ryan Cohen, and I believe in you. Peace.